Alright, making another Contractor Diaries video. I'm in my office. I'm not going to show you guys what it looks like yet because I'm still waiting for our shelf to get here and like some drawers that go under the desks so we can put away some clutter. When I signed up for this office with Regis, I ordered the shelf and the drawers, but they're transferring them from another branch and it's been a long time. They said it would be 4 to 6 weeks, but it's been more than 6 weeks, and so I might end up just going and buying some because it's really messing up like our productivity, like our flow, like the way the office functions, like mentally. So okay, so I'm still suspended from that Facebook group, which is like a networking group, which is where we got most of our jobs from. Like 80% of our jobs came from that. The leader of that group is really like strict and kind of sensitive to people breaking the rules, and so no one from that group is communicating with me because like I've been excommunicated from the group, like suspended, even though it's temporary. I think a lot of the people that are in that group are afraid to lose access to the group, so they're not even talking to me. So all of the people that normally would be like sending me business or referrals right now, they're not talking to me. So we have taken like a serious hit on our business because of getting suspended from that group. There's a lot of people that disagree with the leader's decision to remove me from the group temporarily, just based off of like their understanding of the laws here in Utah. But like, what can you do? Like, it's not my group. So I just have to play by the rules and wait. I posted on Facebook recently about struggling to find a sales rep and opened it up for some uncomfortable conversations. Like, I asked people like, hey, give me feedback. Like, what am I doing wrong? These are the things I've tried. This is how I feel about it. This is what I've observed. Like, these are my goals. A lot of people said that like appointment setting and appointment closing are two different skill sets, and it's unrealistic for me to expect one person to do it. So I was originally hiring for a full cycle sales rep, which is what I do, and so I guess I assumed that like it's not that hard, like someone else could figure out how to do it. But everyone basically said like anyone that has that skill set is already an entrepreneur and has a business themselves. You're not going to find an employee that does that. And so that was an uncomfortable truth that I had to accept because like for a couple months I've just been trying to force the market, like, hey, I want you to door knock and cold call, and then when we get a sales appointment, I'm going to send you to it to close. And I didn't realize that they were very different skill sets until I sat back and like analyzed it a little bit. I realized last night that I am a natural appointment setter, and it comes easy to me. I didn't think that this was something that you either have a natural talent for or you don't, and I didn't think it was something that like is really hard to train. But I was thinking about like, okay, let me think about all of my sales interactions, like I read somewhere or someone said on a YouTube video or something, or I think maybe a guy called me last night from Facebook. He's like a business consultant. He saw my post and he called me. He's like, hey, let's hop on a call. Like, I'm not going to charge you for this advice. I just want to help you out. And like, maybe there's a business interaction later down the road. I was like, all right, cool. And he said, I've been hearing this in the last couple weeks, like do a time audit and figure out like what stuff gives you energy and boosts your mood and like makes you want to keep going. And then write down the stuff that you hate, it drains you, it's hard for you to get through, like you avoid it, makes you tired. And so last night, the guy on the phone asked me that directly, and I was like, well, I do really like going to home shows and setting appointments. And like, he's like, how do you get jobs? I'm like, well, it's on social media. I'll just be like making relationships with people on social media, and like in-person networking, I'm really good at it. Like, I can go to a networking meeting and book appointments at the networking meeting. Like after the networking meeting, I'm like going up to people and like turning it into appointments. Like, hey, like, let's sit down and talk. Like, is there something that we can help you with? Or like, let's get to know each other. Like, either book in one-to-one appointments or like is like that's like a business thing where you sit down with another business owner, you get to know each other so that you can pass referrals, or like actually an in-home consultation, like soliciting my business to them. And when I said that, I realized, and he's like, okay, well, what about door knocking? I was like, I've never done door knocking. I don't know how to do it. I'm not good at it. I've never tried it. And I told him about the home shows. Like, yeah, whenever I'm at a home show, like, I'm right on the edge of the booth. Anyone that walks past my booth, I'm catching them. They do not walk past my booth without talking to me. And, like, if 10 people walk past my booth, I'm booking 5 appointments. And I can book, like, 30 appointments in a 2-hour shift at a home show booth. And, that's when I was like, oh, shit. Like, this is something that people don't have. Because I was remembering when I had my sales reps, like, my employees with me, and they were in the booth with me, they were not acting the same as me. And I'm like, dude, like, come on, like, get, like, it's like a mindset thing. I don't know. I'm like, get on the edge of the booth, talk to the people that walk past, say something weird to, like, get their attention and, like, snap them out of it. Like, because they're overwhelmed, they're overstimulated, they're at the home show, everything's loud and distracting, they know people are trying to sell them stuff. Like, just be weird and, like, break the pattern and, like, ask them a question not even related to your thing. Like, I would be like, oh, are you guys here shopping for a bathroom remodel? And, like, they can see I have a furnace in my booth. So they're like, what? Or, like, I would have snacks and, like, toys at my booth for the kids and stuff, and, like, stickers. I'm, like, handing out stickers and candy and, like, cool stuff. And, like, fruit. I had fruit because everyone's got candy at the home show. But, like, I was like, yeah, like, you get a headache if you eat all this candy at the home show. Here's a freaking apple. So, like, stuff like that comes naturally to me, and I'm, like, setting appointments, like, boom, boom, boom. I'm, like, on my phone, setting the appointments really quick, nice and smooth, like, reduce the friction. And, like, the sales reps that were with me in the booth were, like, standing back, like, kind of, like, sitting around waiting, like, letting people walk past. Once they kind of had some sort of, like, interesting conversation with someone, they didn't, like, naturally move to the phone to, like, book the appointment and, like, capture their data. I'm like, look, your goal is to get someone's phone number, email, address. Like, we want to know, we want to be able to talk to them after the show. We want it, it's a lead. We need to, like, capture their information so that we can talk to them later. And, like, it just seemed like this stuff was just going over their head. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Like, does this not make sense? And I realized, like, the way that people that close sales think is totally different than the way that people that set appointments think. And to me, I kind of have a little bit of both. Like, I don't like closing. I don't like sitting at kitchen tables. I don't like going in people's houses. Like, if it's dirty, messy, smells weird, like, I get a headache, get a migraine, get stressed, I get tension. Like, I'm emotionally tied to the sale because I see the business bank account. Like, I know if we're having a slow week, like, I really need this job. And so it just messes up the sale when you act like you really need it, like, they can tell. And so I started, since I'm the only one that can really go to these appointments right now, I started telling myself, like, as I'm pulling up to the appointment, like, I hope they don't buy this job. Like, I hope they say, no, I don't want to do this job. It's going to be a headache. It's going to be a hassle. Because, like, construction projects are a headache and a hassle. Like, collecting the payment, getting them to pay for the stuff. Now I got to find the equipment. Oh, the supply house doesn't have it. We got to order it from here. It's going to be late. Oh, now it's late. Now we got to push back the appointment. Now the customer's pissed. They had family coming in town. It's all late now. And then it's like, okay, well, the shit showed up on the job site. Oh, it's the wrong size. Go back, drive an hour to the supply house to get the stuff. Oh, they gave you the wrong one again. Oh, it's a warranty claim, so you got to call the warranty company and get them to, like, swap out the equipment. Oh, whoops, they didn't document it correctly, so a month later they're charging me for not returning it, even though we did, and the supply house just forgot to document that we returned it. And then it's like, all right, we're done the job. Oh, whoops, my technician broke a pipe and now your house is flooded and the customer's calling me threatening to sue me because there's drywall damage and I got to pay out of pocket for my restoration friend to go and fix your drywall and paint match, and they picked out the wrong color, so they got to go back and now it's $300 more expensive. And it's like, oh my God, dude. And, like, it's not every project, okay? Like, I don't want people to see this and be like, oh, their business sucks. Like, they're terrible. I'm never going to buy a furnace install from them. Like, I can't do business with them. They're, like, a terrible. This is just contracting. This is very normal. Not every job is like this. Some jobs go sideways. And, like, it would be irresponsible for me to tell the customer like, oh yeah, everything's gonna go perfectly, like it's only gonna take 2 days. And I haven't figured out if other bigger companies are like doing installs in 1 day with no callbacks, but like sometimes we'll do an install and like my guys are focused on installing the equipment. They might miss a wire or something. Like out of 10 jobs, one of them might have like the wires are crossed on the thermostat. So when the seasons change, the customer's calling me and saying, hey, the heat won't turn on. And it's like, all right. And then I send a guy out there and they're like, oh, whoops, yeah, I forgot to put this wire right here. And it's like a 10-minute fix. And like that happens sometimes. Like my guys, like no one is perfect. I'm trying to get my screen to turn back on. There we go. No one is perfect. It doesn't happen on every job, but like the ones that become a headache, they become a headache. And so I started going to jobs thinking like, instead of thinking like we really need this job, like we're slow this week, like the business bank account is not where I want it to be, I just keep thinking to myself like, I hope they say no. Like I don't want to do this job. It's probably going to be a headache. Like I don't want to deal with it. Like I would rather just do service work. Like I don't want to do installs. And I'm selling like $10,000 solutions, anywhere from like $6,000 to like $25,000. Like if they're getting just a furnace, we're like $6,000 to $8,000. But like we have a special right now where we'll do it for $32.99. That's a direct swap, like nothing fancy. Like you don't get no upgrades, you don't get to change equipment. You're getting exactly what you got currently, like just replaced with like the contractor grade thing. You're not getting like a luxury brand. And so I've started going into like appointments thinking like, I hope you don't choose this. And it's actually made it so I sell more jobs. So I do both. I do setting and closing. I have realized that I am a natural born setter. And so I'm going to fully claim that role and step into that and start door knocking. I have a door knocking permit for Kaysville, which is a city like 25 minutes south of me or so, 20 minutes south, something like that. And there's 9,000 homes in Kaysville, and I'm thinking, how long is it going to take me to knock 9,000 doors, and how many doors do I have to go back on repeat visits? Like, and I'm like systematizing this in my head, right? And so I'm like brainstorming it with ChatGPT. It's telling me like what times a day is like best to go, like how to tweak my script. Like I took a script from Andy Elliott YouTube video and adapted it from solar to HVAC, and then ChatGPT was like, don't say this, it's kind of too salesy, too pressury. You want to give people like an escape from the conversation, like a way to like opt out, like you don't really want to force it. And so yeah, I was just brainstorming with AI last night about door knocking and best times to do it. And so it doesn't really line up with my schedule because I drop my kids off at daycare around 6:30, and then I work out at 7 a.m. with my personal trainer, or I don't know if it's a personal trainer. It's like a fitness trainer coach guy. He's more like a business trainer, but and then I'm done around 8, come to the office and work on stuff that requires big brain activity until like around 12 or 1 when I'm like fizzled out. And then I work on any type of interactions with people because I don't need to think. When I'm sitting down with someone else and I'm doing people stuff, I don't really need to think. I'm already drained. Like conversations just kind of come naturally. Talking kind of comes naturally to me. But in the beginning of the day, I use that to like build systems, like fix automations, fix processes, stuff like that within my business, or like find solutions to problems that we have. And then I got to pick my kids up at 5:30, so I got to leave the office at 5:15. And ChatGPT said that the best time to door knock is between 4:30 and 7. And I'm like, well, that's the time I'm with my kids. I'm with my kids after daycare until they go to bed around 8. And that's like my special time with my kids. And so I'm like, okay, I can't really door knock, so I'll do it on Saturdays. I'll just have one of my employees, my executive assistant, she started off as a babysitter. So she can come over on some Saturdays while I go out door knocking. And I can go do that for like 3 hours on a Saturday, and I don't feel guilty about losing time with my kids because I have all day Saturday with them. And like maybe I can make up for it by like taking them out of daycare like early one day. So I'm going to start door knocking on Saturdays, and then maybe one day a week, like on Wednesdays or something, have the executive assistant come in later on those days and then like watch the kids after daycare. for like 2 hours so that I can door knock between 5 and 7, or like 4:30 and 7. So like I'll go get the kids at around 4, bring them home, and then I'll be in Kaysville by like 4:30-ish, and I can knock until 7 and then come home, and I'll be home around 7:30. And Faith, my executive assistant, would have already probably like made sure they ate food and took a bath and stuff. And so I'll do that as long as she's willing to do that, like come in later on that day or whatever, or pay her overtime. Like she gets paid overtime all the time for like staying late for stuff. So there's that. Today is Christmas Eve. Also, I posted that thing on Facebook about like all my issues with like hiring a sales rep. I can link it in the description below so you can see that post, like what I'm talking about. And I got really good advice on there, and I took screenshots of all the replies and put it into ChatGPT. And I said, look, I need you to boil down and like summarize all of everyone's advice and like give me like some actionable steps that I can take, because it's going to take me too long to read all these responses and like try and extrapolate it myself. And so ChatGPT was basically like, yeah, so here's the summary. Everyone says it's 2 separate roles and you're asking too much from one person, and you're not really going to find someone that does that. Like, that's a unicorn, and those people probably already have a business. And so AI also said, because my ChatGPT knows me, it said that based off of my business, like where I'm looking for these people, I'm looking for them on Facebook and Indeed. That is not where you're gonna find top tier talent for sales at all. And sales by itself, like even if you're like everything's perfect, like you're looking in the correct talent place, like you're getting like good applicants, people that are qualified, everything like that, there's still a high turnover rate with sales, and a lot of it has to do with like your training, leadership, mentorship, like the way you inspire your employees like to stick around. And like if your business has like system issues and fulfillment is messed up, like salespeople will leave. So, and they get burnt out too, like especially setters, because it's like constant rejection. So sales is a very challenging position for me to figure out, but I'm going to crack it and I'm not going to give up. Like this last sales rep, I let her go on Monday, and then on Friday she comes into the office to turn in all of her company property and tell us her miles. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm here to get my miles reimbursement. I'm like, okay, well, we need a record of where you went, date and time, and how many miles it was. Like, did you go to a construction office? Did you go door knock? Like, what neighborhood did you go to? Like, send me a screenshot of your map, like your timeline, your Google map. It'll show you like, oh, on Tuesday you drove here, 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 and here. And it'll tell you how many miles for each thing. And she got like really emotional and defensive and like caused a little bit of a disturbance in the office with an attitude. Because she's like, well, I didn't know I had to do that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I told you that on your first day, that you need to track your miles. I could have reminded you multiple times, but in our company we use an app called Mile IQ, and it like logs all that date, time, address, and how many miles it is. And she didn't know that, I guess. I forgot to tell her. I don't think I did, but because it's kind of important. But yeah, so she got an attitude and said, well, we'll just say it's a charitable contribution to your business. I wish you guys all the best. Which tells me that she didn't actually go and do what she said she was doing. That's what I'm assuming, is that she was supposed to be door knocking and visiting businesses and stuff, but she didn't. And so when she was asked for proof, she got defensive and just decided to drop the whole thing. Like, it probably would have taken her like about an hour to look through her Google timeline to screenshot like the places she went. And once she found out that she doesn't get paid for the first, like the commute to your first appointment and the commute home from your last appointment, like if you drive to the office, you don't get paid miles. Like no employees get paid to come to work or leave work. You get paid for the miles in between. Like if you come to the office and then you go to a sales appointment and then you go door knocking and then you go home, you'll get paid the miles in between. But once she heard that, I think she was like really discouraged because she knew that she wasn't really doing anything, because she only really ever had one appointment a day or like one activity a day on her calendar. And I was like, yeah, based off of your calendar appointments, we don't owe you any miles, because you only ever like came to one appointment or came to one networking a day or something. And so yeah, we don't pay people to commute to work for miles. Like, that's just how life is. It's just how our business runs. And that's when she got really upset and the mood shifted. So she left, and I've been analyzing this situation for a week now, trying to figure out where I went wrong, like how can I get better. Like, I really thought this salesperson would work out, and so I decided that I'm going to be the setter. We have a technician that wants to transition to sales because his back has an injury after years and years of installing HVAC and doing service work. So I'm going to start setting appointments for him and just fill his calendar with sales appointments. And like, he can fill in on installs where needed. I think just to keep things simple, I'm just going to keep paying him his hourly thing. He's, I think, $35 an hour. Like, I don't know, my business partner and husband, Zach, lead technician, said like, yeah, we'll just have him like punch out for the sales appointments and those will be pure commission, and then punch back in if he has a service call. And I'm like, that is just so like overcomplicated and like too much steps and like hard to track and hard, and like just, I would just rather just pay the dude for the full day and like, look, work your best, okay? Like, we can have like a reduced commission at this point, and like until you can transition over to sales fully. And like, if you ever have to like punch in to go do service calls, like, you know, if we ever need you to go do a service call, like, we know that we got you, and like, we're not going to send you there with no hourly pay. So like, I imagine once he transitions fully to sales, like, if there's a slow week, I can say, hey, like, punch in on Friday, we have some service calls for you. See how he feels about that. But he definitely said like he wants to transition to sales, and he has some friends that are closers, comfort advisors at other HVAC companies, that are pretty close with him, and like sharing some ideas with him, and like some not trade secrets, but like industry knowledge about like closing these types of sales and stuff. And so he's pretty excited and on board to like switch over, because I think he sees how much money like those people make, and like they don't have to work physically as hard, which is great if you have a back injury. So I think I'm just gonna make it a point to like set as many appointments as I can for him, and just fully own the appointment setter role. So I'll let you guys know what I find out there. Some other stuff I'm working on is at 9 a.m. I have a free business consulting meeting with some dude. I saw a Facebook ad. He was like, it's a free 1-hour strategy session. It's not a sales call. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. But he was like, this is specifically for HVAC owners. And he was like, if you struggle to be profitable in each job and your technicians are not doing this, and like named basically all the problems in my business, which are very common problems that every contracting business has. There's a couple that are specific to HVAC, but like, it's super easy to predict this stuff, because these are just like the natural progression of like how these types of businesses grow. And like the problems that you face are very similar across all of the businesses basically. And so I was like, yep, I'll sit through that. Like, even if there's a sales pitch at the end, like I'll listen to that and see if I can get any value out of that, if it's something that can help me. So I'm doing that in about 6 minutes. So I'll hop off here soon. We have to pay the mobile mechanic. I got some stickers made from the dude that wraps our vehicles. This is the design he uses for the vehicles. His print head was misaligned, so it like looks kind of weird, and I was like, hey, can you fix that? And so he got me this one. He fixed it. It's more bigger. And these are stickers. I put them in envelopes and mail them to people. Like if I do cold calling and they answer the phone and talk to me, or like give me some sort of information, or like, you know, we build like a good rapport or whatever, I'll send them a thank you card. Like, hey, thank you for taking my call. Here's a sticker, like let us know if you need anything, we're always here for you. We do that, and then I'll show you guys my office once we get the shelves and the drawers and it looks the way I want it to. But it's like designed really nicely. Like, I picked the color scheme to be like productivity, communication, relaxing but also productive, like not so relaxing that you fall asleep and take a nap, but like it relaxing in a way like when you deal with a stressful customer, like you can like get grounded faster and like get back to productivity faster. So like using like color therapy or like color theory and stuff. That's really about it. Tomorrow is Christmas. We have some goals for 2026. We're going to start implementing ClickFunnels into our business and open up an educational arm of our business to where we're like educating homeowners and business owners, and that will obviously lead to more sales. It will build trust. This is something that's going to set us apart from other HVAC companies. A lot of HVAC companies are just doing promotions and discounts to get customers because it's like a commodity. But I want to build like a cult following and like a movement and like, change the way the industry operates basically. Because there's too much shady stuff going on and people lying to get jobs and like cutthroat and racing to the bottom. And I really want to just educate the market, like the customers, like what to look for and like how to protect yourself and choose the right contractor. And like, even if they don't choose me, if they choose someone else that's not going to screw them over and they have a good experience with them, like it makes the whole industry look better as a whole, which benefits me. I'm looking at my list over there of big goals for 2026. We are going to be doing some direct mail campaigns, EDDM postcards. We're opening up an affiliate program where people can sign up to be an affiliate. And it's not just going to be like, hey, here's your special link, like good luck. It's like there's going to be training, there's going to be meetings, there's going to be strategy sessions, all of that. So it's going to be like an actual program. It's not just going to be like, hey, like if you sell a furnace tune-up, you'll get $20. Like here's your link, good luck. Like figure it out. I'm going to cultivate the team basically. We are getting an app put on the Google and Apple App Store. And I'm going to be filming a bunch of videos for the customers. So like when they book an appointment, it'll be like a video like this where I'm just sitting down. I'll be dressed up in my uniform and it'll be like, hey, thanks for booking a diagnostic appointment with Utah Mechanical Systems. Here's what you can expect. And this is the process. This is how things go. And at the end of your call, these are the next steps. And just really like mentally preparing the customer for like the process and how it works and like comforting them, like because it's scary to hire a contractor and someone you don't know is showing up to your house and like what's going to happen next, like how much is this going to cost, like this is going to be expensive, like I'm going to have to like kick these people out and like file bankruptcy because my furnace blew up, like so it's supposed to just be like a way to ease the customer's mind and just explain like this is the process, this is the price range, we got your back, we're going to take care of you, and just help them to feel safe really. So I think it will also help sales conversions because people will feel more comfortable and they'll think, okay, this is the company that I can trust because they're explaining things, they're being transparent, like I have their license number here, like everything is good. So I'm going to hop off. There's some more stuff over there on my list that I didn't talk about because it's a secret. But we're basically going to be the biggest, best HVAC and home service company in Utah. It's going to take me 5 to 10 years to get there, but we're going to get there. I got to hop off and go on this call. So I hope you guys have a lovely Christmas, and I will see you guys in a couple days.